In this video, we will focus on part writing triads that are a third/sixth apart. To identify the distance between two chords, we focus on the roots. For example, from a C chord to an E minor chord, we have the distance of up a third. If we move the E down an octave, we now have the distance of a sixth down from C to E. When we take an interval and switch the note that is on the bottom, this is called interval inversion. Thirds invert to sixths and the other way around. Since thirds invert to sixths, the part writing procedures in this lesson will apply to chords a third or a sixth apart. Chords that are a third/sixth apart in the same key have two common tones. For example, C and E minor have E and G notes in common, and C and A minor have E and C notes in common. The procedure for voicing from one root position triad to another root position triad, a third or a sixth apart, is as follows. Keep the common tones in the same voices and move the remaining voice to complete the chord. Here is a C chord as a 1 chord in the key of C major. It has already been voiced with G in the soprano, E in the alto, C in the tenor, and C in the bass since it is a root position triad. Let's move this chord to an E minor triad, which is 3 in the key of C, and is a third away from the 1 chord. First, we will place an E in the bass since we are working with root position triads. Next, we will follow our procedure for keeping the two common tones in the same voices. The common tones between C and E minor are G and E, so the G will stay in the soprano and the E will stay in the alto. We have two E's and a G note so far for our E minor chord. We are just missing the B. We can move the tenor voice from C to B to complete the chord. Let's try another example. Starting again on C as a 1 chord, we will move down by a third this time to A minor, the 6th chord in the key of C. We are starting with the same voicing for the C chord as in the previous example. First, we will place an A in the bass since the A minor chord is in root position. Following our procedure for chords that are a third/sixth apart, we will keep the two common tones in the same voices. C and A minor have C and E notes in common, so the C in the tenor will remain, as will the E in the alto. The A minor chord now has a root, a third, and a fifth. We are missing the double root, so we can add an A note to the soprano voice to complete the chord. Let's summarize. Triads that are a third/sixth apart in the same key have two common tones. When moving between root position triads that are a third/sixth apart, keep the two common tones in the same voices and move the other voice to complete the chord.